So everybody wants to become Black Americans. Everybody wants to dress like them, talk like them, dance like them, make money off their culture. Yes. But no one wants to leave their pain. Black Americans are the blueprints. Yeah. But they only copy what's cool. People only copy what's cool and leave them with the consequences. Is that fair? Is that even fair? Let's see these videos anyways, and I'll be back with a closing.
Get out the UK. With everything that's going on right now, this is the perfect time to leave. There's so much of the world to explore and experience.
And this is why I do not believe in all that, oh, all black people should come together. This, if you African, if you Caribbean, if you Black American, we should all come together. I don't believe in none of that shit. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, I'm a true believer in tribalism. Because this man is a prime example of how black people overseas do not get along with each other. That man is Black British, if you could not tell. And if you're Black British, that means you're either from Africa or the Caribbean. The one thing that Black British people taught me was that, oh, wow, y'all are from countries where everybody looks the exact same. Everybody's black. Everybody got the same features, but y'all cannot stand each other. Y'all rob each other. Y'all kill each other. Y'all own governments don't even protect y'all. Y'all literally are the prime example and the true originators of black on black crime. Y'all hate each other so much that y'all can't even stand to live near each other, which is why y'all get up and leave those countries where y'all are from, because you cannot trust each other. I mean, y'all governments are ran by people who look like you, and you can't even trust them to do you right. But y'all can get up and move to your oppressor's land and trust them to do you better. It tells me everything I need to know. And that man in that video literally said we need to leave so we can experience other parts of the world. None of y'all are saying let's go back home, let's make home great, because y'all don't want to be there. And this is why I keep trying to get through Black American people's heads. They are jealous because where they are from, they cannot stand it. And where we're from, you get a leg up just because we're from a Western society. And that's why I keep telling you, all they can say is, well, we know our roots. Yeah, but you're not there. And we know why, because y'all don't get along with each other. I mean, when y'all move to the UK, y'all never date each other. Y'all literally have mixed kids that look like me. That's how much y'all can't stand each other. So yeah, you could throw in the face that you know where you come from, but I ain't got to leave where I come from to go live in a country to get a better life because my own people treat me like pure shit. What's the point of having all these customs and this culture that goes back Caribbean, if you're in the same boat as America, so y'all ain't got no culture that goes back centuries and centuries. But if you're African, you have culture that goes back centuries and centuries. But what's the point when y'all literally will get up from a drop of a dime, move to Germany, America, Canada, UK, because y'all are trying to escape where you're from because you cannot stand being there because the way you get treated by your own people. See, this is why I try to tell people, the reason why Black Americans get hit with a lot of mainly jealousy from other black groups of people is because we have our own shit. We made a way for ourselves out of nothing. These people be living in the lands, if you're African, not Caribbean, in the lands that they come from and don't have shit. And then have to come over here and do our hair like we're white people. And we talk, yeah, do these braids like this. Yeah, they feel a type of way. So that's why I said, fuck all that. Oh, we all need to come together as one. White people don't do that. So why would I do that? What y'all need to do is go back to your lands and get it together. I mean, y'all keep, and I'm only saying because y'all keep saying, that's what y'all throwing in everybody's face, that y'all know where y'all come from, but you don't want to be there. You rather live in a country like the UK where y'all get treated like immigrants, which I will never know that story because I'm Black American, I don't have an immigrant story, but y'all do. Y'all get treated like shit and y'all rather go through that than live in a place where you'll be accepted at least because you look like everybody there. Does that not tell you something? So I'm gonna end it with this. I don't have to know where the fuck I come from because what I've been shown is that the people who know where they come from, they can't make shit happen for them unless they move to another place and then still have to emulate a Black American. Whereas a Black American, we have our own shit, our own celebrities, our own media, our own musicians, you know, our own leaders who are like world leaders, you know what I'm saying? So if I'm able to do that in a land where I'm not even the majority, I'm good because I see where people who look like my mama people and they the majority, they ain't got shit. But they can get online and talk shit to other black people, but you can't go on there and talk shit to your government and make shit happen for you, huh? Woo! And just to add one more thing because I'm messy as hell, if I was in the UK, when somebody would tell me to go home, baby, I'm going home to a country where even broke ass people got to wash and dry up in their house. They ain't hanging clothes on no wire. But when somebody tells a black person in the UK who is from the actual UK to go home, you know where you're going home to. Destruction. By your own damn people.
And another thing, I'm tired of having to explain to people that the term Black American does not stand for everybody that is melanated, aka Black in America. Black American specifies a lineage, a group of people. It doesn't represent Haitians. It doesn't represent Jamaicans. It doesn't represent Bajans. It doesn't represent Africans. It doesn't represent Anybody who can tether and come over and claim the term black, it does not represent you. Because if I asked you, what were you? What is your family ethnicity? You would not even use the term black. You would say, I'm Jamaican, I'm Nigerian, I'm South African. That's what you would say. The only people who would actually use the term black are, indeed, Negroes, Black Americans. So the term Black American stands for the lineage, not a race.
Oh, have you noticed that black Americans don't think anyone else is black apart from them? Can't lie, man. Being English, I'm thankful sometimes because the accent that you gave me, it saves me across the world, fam. Before they think I'm a typical you guys will say something that lets me know I am different to you. There was one time we went to New York and me and my brother just crossed the road anyhow. When we crossed the street, one policeman stopped us. Excuse me, sirs. Y'all can't cross the street like that. Y'all can't cross the street like that. Obviously, me and my brother are just kids. So we've told him like, oh, we didn't know we can't cross the street like that. We're sorry, we're not from here. Do you know what the policeman said to us? Do you know what he said? He said, man, I like that accent. Y'all free to go. Y'all free to go. I thought y'all was black. In our face, he said that he thought we were black. So what am I then? You're not black. You can't be black. Y'all blacks, y'all British blacks be crazy as fuck, man. How the fuck y'all be black, British, African at the same time? How you do that shit, man? Make up your mind, fool.
Why do black British people use black Americans for their comparative analysis when we are not the same?
The difference between us and Americans when it comes to being mixed race is they have a tendency to say, I'm black and Mexican. I'm black but they never say the black heritage part.
They probably don't know it.
And that's what I find funny, because with us, it's always, we say, I'm English Jamaican, I'm Brazilian Mozambican. But in America, I've realized a lot of the other side gets the shout out of the nationality, and then the black side just gets labeled as black.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon? I beg your pardon?
Black British people continuously talk about black Americans on all of their podcasts and in all of their talking points on social media. And, you know, it's usually some batshit crazy point of view. It brings up this consistent question that I have and that many people in the comments had. Why do black British people use black Americans for their comparative analysis when we are not the same? It is completely different being black in the UK than it is being black in America. To come online and continuously speak with your whole chest about black Americans without understanding anything about what race, ethnicity, and nationality mean in America is the most asinine thing you can do. No one that is from the Caribbean or Africa in America would ever say, I'm black and Mexican. I always say this, and this is like my 10th video on this. Being black in America is its own ethnicity, its own history, and its own culture. We are the product of 5 centuries of procreation in America, and said mixing of all African countries we're from, European DNA we have, native DNA we have, and that gives you the phenotype, which is African American. In the UK, the minority of black British people have been there for about a century or more, minority, whereas 95% of the black people in the UK are only 2 to 3 generations in, and you're Caribbean or African. So there's no overarching black British identity that makes you the same. You guys are all from your various countries and cultures, and you are products of immigrants in the UK, which is a white country. It's important to me because I feel like black British people look at black Americans and look at America and say, oh, okay, America is a white place. So black Americans are just like us. They are black people who came to America and are just American. So we are the same. So we can compare ourselves because we're from 2 of the world's superpowers. And, you know, the UK and the USA have a special relationship. So we're the same. Wrong. I think black British people consume so much American media and consume so much Americanness that they think they have a hold on what it means to be black in America, and not even understanding that being black in America is not a monolith, right? We have so many regions because being from the Northeast is way different than being from the Pacific Northwest or the South or the Midwest or the South. I'm only even making this video because the creator of this video wrote in the comments, you people are weird online. I don't understand why me just comparing my experience to being black in the UK to America is making you guys mad. It's not making us mad. It's that the basis of your comparison is just flat out wrong. We're not the same, so you can't compare us. And I think once you guys get that through your heads, you won't get the vitriol you get in your comment section from black Americans because you speak about black Americans and the black American experience without understanding anything about us and without having that lived experience. And the majority of black Americans, people, including myself, that come online and talk about British people, is always in response to you guys. Americans think America is the center of the world. And, you know, that's a trope that we have, but it's true. So black people are inherently American as well. We're not thinking about black people from anywhere else, especially black Brits, because we have no exposure to black Brits. Black people from the diaspora, the Caribbean and Latin America, all day long. They've been in America for centuries. Black British people don't leave the UK because you don't need to. You left your countries to go there. Bye.
People think calling you a slave is an insult. I am fucking proud as fuck of my lineage. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I am proud to come from a people that are as resilient as the people that I came from, the Black American lineage. I'm proud as fuck to have that running through my veins. I'm proud as fuck to be a fucking Black American motherfucker, okay? And we're not supposed to say that, right? We're not supposed to be proud to be American. We're not supposed to be proud to be Black. I'm fucking proud of that shit. I'm proud that my fucking people fought through that shit and fucking built what the fuck they built in this motherfucking country and did what the fuck we did in this motherfucking country. I'm proud of that shit. Fuck everybody who don't like it. I don't care. I'm sorry. I just don't care. I don't care, because at the end of the day, everybody's talking shit. They're gonna talk shit. They're gonna fucking hate you. They're gonna fucking hate us. I don't care. I fucking love my people, and you should fucking love your fucking people too.
You know what irritates me on this app is that when I made that video last year and I said, if you remove all Black women out of America, where else is the Caucasian gays and gays or other ethnicities going to steal their personality traits from? And that video reached over 500,000 in less than, I would say less than 9 hours. And so many people, I never had a video that go that crazy. They reported that video so much, I appeared it and got it back up. They reported it again. And I knew right then and there, that wasn't a topic that they wanted to be heard. So they tried to silence me. And that's when TikTok had a bad habit of letting people just report any little thing. And that if the mass majority says no, then they'll just go with it no matter. That I wasn't saying nothing that wasn't true. And I pointed out the fact about Bretman Rock, Landon Romano, which he switched up on y'all. Y'all see that Gabe Leakers and things of that nature. Because when Black women do it, it's considered ghetto. But when they do it, it's an explosive personality. You understand what I'm saying? The same thing that you're getting deals from is the same thing she's getting canceled for. And nobody wants to, put a magnifying glass to that. Why do they get a chance to get away with it? The same thing that happened with the Hispanic dude with the nail situation. Black women has been wearing long Stanell nails for years. They call that ghetto, unprofessional. But when he put it on, Mark Jacobs say he was influenced by that little boy. Which, I'm saying that's fine to be influenced by him, but who was he influenced by? All right.
As Black Americans, I feel like it's very imperative right now that we take Black American heritage very seriously, because for some reason, and maybe I'm just overthinking or being paranoid, but I feel like there's like this erasure starting to happen. And obviously they've been trying to push Blackness out of the history books and all of that and our history in America for a long time. But even in the African diaspora, the Black American, like looking over Black Americans as a culture and a group is becoming a little more prevalent. And maybe it's just online. Maybe I'm overreacting. But the disrespect that we get as Black Americans is, oh, y'all don't have culture. Y'all don't have a country. Y'all don't have a thing. We have to represent that, or they're going to get rid of us. Like if we let everybody else continue to disrespect us and disregard us in that way, they're going to wash us out. And maybe I'm overreacting. Like I said, my personal opinion, I think we need to start repping the Sulan flag. I think we need to start doing things as Black Americans, not just Black people. Yes, I'm for all Black people. I'm for the African diaspora. In addition to that, we need to do Black American things. We need to have Black American events, Black American centered. Other Black people are welcome of the African diaspora, but we need to remember and recognize our Black culture. They like to say we don't have one, which is very crazy, because when they come to this country as Black folks from other countries, whose culture do they assimilate to? Okay, and I'm gonna tap on that real quick. A lot of Caribbean Black cultures will come to America and assimilate to Black American culture and will tell us we don't have no culture. We're not like Jamaicans. We're not like Trinidadians. We're not like XYZ. And I respect and I admire those cultures. But to think in your mind that we don't have a culture and we can't be recognized as a group of people, but y'all can, is insane. The only difference between us and y'all is that y'all got dropped off on some islands. And we got dropped off in the U.S. before it was titled the U.S., before it was considered the U.S. That's the only difference. At the same time, 400 years ago, we got dropped off in different spots. If we not a culture and we don't know ourselves and we don't have culture, neither do y'all by those same standards. But I don't believe that. I believe y'all have culture. I believe y'all have identity, but I also believe we do too. And I don't know if it's because some of them think like, because they left the islands and came to the United States and now they live here, that they feel like they came somewhere. They left somewhere. They left a home. And now they can say they had a home country and now they're here. But y'all just in our home country. That's like me leaving here, America, and going to Jamaica and saying, y'all don't got no culture or nothing because I just left my home. Does that make sense? Like, just because you can leave the United States and go back to a home doesn't mean that Black American culture doesn't exist. Doesn't mean we don't have our own home here. Does that make sense? Like if I go to another country I am now leaving my home and I have a home to go back to. Newsflash, I've only ever known the United States. I am Black American. That is my heritage. That is my culture. Just like you consider being Jamaican, being from Belize, being from Trinidad, being from Barbados. Just when you consider that your home and your culture, we have our culture. Why is that so hard to like? What's not clicking? Let me be very clear. I mean no disrespect to other people in the African diaspora. I mean no disrespect to people from the Caribbean islands, Jamaica, Belize, Trinidad, Barbados, all of those places. I mean no disrespect. I love all people of the African diaspora. I'm just saying for those that don't understand that Black American culture is to be respected just as much as the rest of them, you got to stop doing that. Especially when we literally influence the world at this point. Like, it really just doesn't make sense. It's a huge contradiction when I can look at a lot of these Caribbean-born Black folks that live in the United States, and the only reason I know you're Caribbean is because you said it. There's not a certain way you act or talk. You don't have the accent no more. You sound like me. You walk and talk like me. You dress like me. So with that being said, I want us all to love each other and understand that we are all to be respected. Our cultures are to be respected.
Everybody wants to be Black until it's time to fight the government. Everybody wants to be Black until it's time to watch your home country get destroyed. Everybody wants to be Black until it's time to get pulled over. Here's the thing. If nothing you do or say addresses police genocide, imperialism, the prison industrial complex, gentrification, the sexual trafficking of our young Black children, and self-hatred and miseducation, then you are not the person that you say you are. You want to talk like African people, you want to dress like African people, you want to dance like African people, you want to rap like African people, but you don't have a single thing to address anything that I just mentioned. You are just as bad as the next vulture that has been unfortunately circling our entire community for the last 500 years. You are not a friend of Black people if you don't want to address anything I just mentioned. Don't talk to me about no corporate responsibility if you don't want to address anything that I just mentioned. Don't tell me you grew up with African people and you love Black people and you don't want to address anything I just mentioned. Don't get on a rap song and try to rap like us if you don't want to address anything I just mentioned. Peace out.
Everybody wants to practice Black culture until it's time to fight for Black justice. Everybody wants to listen to Black music, but they don't want to fight for Black justice. They want to dance to the songs, but they don't want to fight for Black justice. That's right. They want to make money off our music, make money off our art. They want to make money off our culture. They want to make money off our talent, but nobody wants to fight for Black justice. See, when the police kill Black folks, where have they been? DJ Khaled, Eminem, the rest of you non-Africans invading African culture, what are you doing against police genocide? Because you're making a lot of money. I'm not attacking you, I'm asking a question. You getting rich off Black culture, what are you doing for it? All you white music companies, you white entertainment companies, you media houses, you're making billions off Black culture. What are you doing for it? What are you doing for it? These punk-ass rappers ain't gonna ask you to be accountable. These punk-ass actors and comedians and singers and football and basketball players, they're not gonna ask you to be accountable. The Charles Barkleys of the world, they're not gonna make you accountable. I'm gonna hold you accountable. All you non-Black people making money off Black culture, what are you doing for it? What are you doing for it?
It is okay to just be Black. I mean, shit, everyone else wants to be. Disclaimer, I'm Sierra Leonean and first-generation American, so if a Black American wants to tell me why I'm wrong, I welcome it. But my whole life, I've watched y'all try to connect yourselves to different cultures, like the Black Israelites, the Egyptian crowd. Oh, this week I heard a person say that even Christopher Columbus was Black, and that's how I knew we've gone too far. And I'm not saying any of this is wrong per se. What I am saying is that I haven't heard it from a credible source. Please keep your YouTube documentaries to yourself. I promise I don't want them. Why I do all that when Black culture literally runs the world? This culture y'all created after having your roots stripped from you is beautiful. Everything from the hair, the clothes, the food, the music, you name it. And y'all only did it in about 400 years since the first Black slaves were brought on American soil. 157 if you only want to count when slaves were freed. But even things like jumping the broom, soul food, and cornrows were made during slavery. Other cultures had thousands of years to build their traditions, and they haven't nearly done what y'all have. How are you not proud of that? Your culture is phenomenal, and I know it's phenomenal because everybody tries to steal it. Have you heard a K-pop song? They make drill music in London. Come on now. They don't even have guns to do the drilling. Do we have to talk about the melanin deficients wearing braids and locks? Y'all built something this amazing in the face of unimaginable horrors and systematic oppression. It's like the rose that grew in the concrete. If somebody set the rose on fire, every centimeter it grew. So to not claim and embrace this culture like the superhero origin it is, it baffles me. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I'm not saying don't explore your roots, because that's your business. But I am saying don't ignore this beautiful tree that you do know and that you know for a fact your direct ancestors built.
Maybe it's just me, but when I see white people on here dancing to like black people music and doing hip hop dances and stuff, nothing in my mind be like, oh my God, yes, you're invited to the cookout. When their whole life is based on trying to be black.
My love, nobody's trying to be black. Nobody wakes up every day and says, how can I live my life today? What can I do to make sure that I get invited to the cookout? Nobody's doing that. This applies for anyone who thinks that because someone voted a certain way or because someone listens to a certain type of music or wears their hair a certain way that they want to be something that they're not. I am not trying to be white because I voted for Donald Trump. People have told me that. I do not think that people are trying to be Puerto Rican because they listen to Bad Bunny. I don't think that black women are trying to be white because they wear wigs. I don't think that white people are trying to be black because they listen to a certain type of music. You guys need to ask yourself, why do I always feel like somebody's out to get me? Like, why am I so insecure that I have to try to convince myself that everyone around me wants to be me? They're not just living their life. They're waking up and they're trying to be me. Why does that make you feel validated? Start there. And another thing that I'm going to address while I'm on here, because I just got another comment on one of my videos of Jasmine Crockett talking about, oh, what do you have something against black women? Go through my page and see all of the people that I respond to and see what percentage of them are black women, what percentage are the rest of the people that are dumb. Stupid comes in all types of races, all types of, it doesn't discriminate. So if I disagree with something, you're not going to get out of me that like everyone else feels like everyone can be criticized, but when it comes for some reason to black women, everyone has to tiptoe. You're not going to get that on my page. So if that's what you're expecting, do with that what you will. This video was stupid in the same way that if it was a white woman on here talking about, well, black women wear wigs, so they want to be white, I would make the same type of video because that's stupid and it's not true. Cry me a river and get a grip.
You know, when I came to America newly, I used to think African Americans are lazy. They don't want to work and all that. You will never understand the struggle of African Americans until you live in the system for 5 years. Then you understand that being black in the system is already playing you 10-0. Like you are 10 steps behind. The schools in black neighborhoods, they're all underfunded. The only thing you can find anywhere, everywhere in black neighborhood is liquor store. Keep drinking and keep yourselves busy. Now I understand why everybody's fighting so much to live in white neighborhood. Before I used to say they are not proud of their skin color. They don't love who they are. But they're actually fighting for their children's future. Because being black in the system is already playing you 10-0. You are 10 steps behind. Is it you that is coming with underfunded certificates that want to be competing with somebody that is 10 steps ahead of you? Being black in the system is tough. You see, African Americans and Africans, we're all the same. Let us not be distracted. We are all the same. The only difference is that one is living in America, the other one is coming from Africa. Let's support each other's business. If you see your brother trying to make ends meet, support his business. You get to the point now. Peace and love.
Question is, where are you from? If you ask somebody in the US where they're from, like, you know, like, where are you from? Where are your roots from? Most of the time, they're going to tell you something like, I'm from Washington, D.C., I'm from New York, but, you know, I have grandparents who were born in Florida, and so on and so forth.
And the only logical answer to that question would be from the United States, because that's literally where we're from. Like, I'm really confused as to what other answer would you be looking for from a black American?
Whereas if you ask somebody in Europe, I say Europe, I'm actually in France, but if you ask, it's the same really all across Europe. If you ask somebody in Europe, a black person where they're from in Europe, they will almost never tell you that they're from, you know, X city. They're not going to, like, for example, French, they're going to be like, yeah, I'm from Paris, or I'm from Marseille, or I'm from Lyon, or whatever. They're going to tell you I'm from Congo, I'm from Cameroon.
And you know why they're going to tell you that? Because there's something called immigrants in those European countries. So those people who, if you ask them where they're from, they're going to say Congo or Cameroon or some other African nation. They're saying that because they're immigrants, first, second, third, whatever generation, which is not the same as being a black American. So let's get this straight.
Like, to say bluntly, I don't think that most African Americans realistically know where they are from. And that's not.
Why do so many immigrants think this? Like, we know exactly where we came from. Like, we come from the United States, but why do so many immigrants, especially from the African continent, why do so many of y'all think that the only valid identity is identities that come from the continent of Africa when it pertains to black people? So if you got brown skin, the only identity that's valid is the African identity, which is the reason why you keep telling us that we don't know who we are, we don't know where we came from, because we don't associate ourselves with no specific country over in Africa. So somehow our identity as Americans just is not valid. It just couldn't be valid. But somehow, though, y'all don't do that to the South Americans, even though our history is very much similar. It's cool to be Brazilian and Colombian and Dominicana and Puerto Riqueño, but it's not okay to be black American.
Like, there's a search for identity in the US, like, in terms of African American. Now, you take that and then you look at black people in Europe generally, not all, the history is a little bit different there because, again, you're the first person born outside of your nation. You know where you're from. Like, you know where your roots are from. Like, your identity is not necessarily a mystery to you because your parents, like, it's very, very clear where.
Why would I be searching for an identity? Why would I be searching for an alternative identity? Why would I feel like I don't know who I am, or like my identity as a human being or as a black woman was just some sort of a mystery? Why would I feel like that? When if I live with myself every single day, when I wake up in the morning, I look at myself every single day, and I have never once questioned who I am or what I am. I have never wondered. I have never asked the question, who am I? I don't know who I am. I don't know where I came from. I'm just lost. I just got dropped from the heavens. I got dropped from the space of Mars. I don't know who the fuck I am. No, that's not how it works. Your identity is shaped based off of where you are, where you were born, who you have proximity to, the culture that you came up in. Africa is not the only valid identity for black people. And that's the thing that y'all need to get through y'all thick ass skulls. Africa is not the only valid identity. People who live outside of it have an identity of their own. And we don't need yours. We don't need you to tell us who we are. We're not looking for sympathy. We're not looking for nothing from you guys. Okay? We just are who we are. You are who you are. Let's respect that. But let's not get it twisted and make it seem like we just are looking to reconnect with some random African nation, and like we just don't know who the fuck we are. And that's not happening. So miss us with this shit, please.
I'm gonna say this one thing about this whole Black Americans don't have culture. Y'all don't know where y'all from. I wish this debate would end, because it's always us. For Black Americans to so-called not know where they come from, even though we do know where we come from the Americas. It baffles me how all other Black or African people and everywhere else want to always attack Black Americans. Why y'all always attacking us? Because we have the most prominent culture. If we didn't have the most prominent culture, nobody wouldn't be coming for us. But the reality of it is Black Americans, whether it is positive or not, we built our own culture that's based off of our Black experience in America. Everybody be copping it. Everybody, even the Africans be copping it. Y'all be stealing Black American culture. Y'all only coming for us because our culture is just that prevalent, that prominent. And then for old girl who brought it up to be saying, we come over here, we do better than y'all. Baby, if it wasn't for my Black indigenous culture here in America, you and whoever else wouldn't even, couldn't even come over here. You wouldn't have been able to even come over here. And you only coming over here because your family had the money to come over here. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how the only Africans who can actually immigrate and go to school and come to America are the ones who daddy doing some corrupt politician stuff. Y'all got money. The only Africans who can afford to come to America and go to school here and be here are the African parents who have money. So the small percentage of y'all compared to the majority of Africans who are poor, who can't even take a vacation to America. Stop playing. Just stop. Stop. Black Americans, we don't check for nobody, bro. Like, we got so much that we dealing with on our own. We don't check for no other African people nowhere else. We only be worried about ourselves, but everybody else be checking for us. Everybody else coming for us. We don't care about y'all. Like, I don't know. I can guarantee you can come up to any Black American in America and ask them if they care about if we think or Africans live rent free in our head. We don't. We don't care. We don't be thinking about y'all. We don't think about where y'all at. We don't think about nothing regarding any other African people, like Black people at all. But every time I get on this app, it's like every quarter, some African people from the UK, some African people from Nigeria, African people from Ghana, always saying stuff about Black Americans. Leave us alone, bro. We're not thinking about you, sweetheart. We're not. I guarantee you we're not. So just stop.
The FBA people, I'm starting to think y'all are psychotic, because y'all are also Trump supporters and Trump voters too. Because he's telling me that I don't look Black American. I am African, even though I'm telling him that I am Black American, African American. My grandparents go back multiple generations, were here. My grandmother said that we were Blackfoot Indian. However, when I did my ancestry DNA results, no native anything came up in my blood. I have 4% of Irish and Italian mixed together. And I'm happy about that. So that means the women in my family was not raped repeatedly over multiple generations. So I am proudly a dark-skinned African American woman. I am a descendant of slaves. You cannot be that, but I am. You do not tell me what and who I am. Y'all are insane. And so you mentioned I had on a filter. Okay, so the filter is off. Now what?
It's so weird to see black people calling FBA a cult. Why are y'all calling foundational black Americans a cult? Like, I don't get it. I don't call myself that necessarily, but I am one. If you were born in America, if your family has a long lineage here, then you are a foundational black American. But I'm just trying to understand, why is everyone upset that we are fighting back against ethnic erasure? Everybody else is allowed to take pride in who they are and where they come from, except for us. Like, I'm watching videos. Y'all know I be scrolling, shit. I be on these TikTok streets, and I keep seeing black American people. They call them African Americans. Oh, I'm African American. Like, one guy literally said, being a FBA is of the devil. So it's demonic now to be a foundational black American and to call yourself that. Like, what the hell? I keep asking you motherfuckers, how many generations does it take for you to be a part of a fucking region? How much blood needs to be shed on the land for you to be a part of the soil? Every person with melanin in America did not come here shackled on a fucking boat, smushed together like sardines. Millions of people would not survive that voyage in 2025. Use logic. Just because you don't agree with something does not mean that it's evil, demonic, or occult. Like, y'all make it seem like people that consider themselves FBA is out here posing imminent threats or causing harm to people. That's not what's happening. And I know people consider me that. People, like, I've had somebody say that I was a pretendian and all types of shit. Y'all ain't never hear me come up here and say I'm FBA. Although, technically, I guess you could say that that's how I identify. Y'all have never heard me get up here and say I was Indian. I just say my family been here. You all are continuously labeling people for taking up for themselves. Why the fuck? Like, could y'all answer? Is FBA a cult? And why are people saying this, especially black Americans? It's fucking bizarre. Spell of the Brooklyn Way.
I will always support African Americans in wanting to gatekeep their culture because the erasure is real. Gatekeep hip hop, gatekeep R&B, gatekeep your culture, period. As an Afro-Latina, like, trust me, I know firsthand the erasure is real. For context, Latino music such as like reggaeton, salsa, bachata, just to name a few, are historically black Latino music. They have their roots in black Latinidad. And as a result, the artists that used to have the biggest impact and largest visibility in these genres were black Latino artists. Fast forward to today, the artists with the biggest impact and the largest amount of visibility in these genres are white Latino artists. It's so bad that they have started to play in our faces. They gave J Balvin about 2 years ago Afro-Latino Music Artist of the Year award. This conquistador Cruz, this direct descendant of Christopher Columbus, accepted and was awarded Afro-Latino Music Artist of the Year award. I will never let this go. Now, I'm not saying we don't have Afro-Latinos that are very, popular today still in these music genres, as we should, but they do not have the impact nor the visibility that the white Latino artists in these genres have began to receive. It has gotten so bad that there are now Spaniards winning Latino Music Artist Awards. Spaniards. And it's honestly just so sad to see like the erasure in fucking real time. Like our music, like we had salsa songs that would sing about, the impact of slavery in Latin America. We used to have music that would sing about and talk about the beauty of black Latina women. None of that exists anymore for the most part. So yeah, gatekeep.
African Americans made it cool to be black, but
my brother is spitting nothing but facts. African American culture is spectacular, and you have to give them respect where respect is due. getting taken away from your motherland and having people beat you down every single time you try to express yourself and show your cultural identity, to creating the most influential culture in the world. The Harlem Renaissance, jazz, hip hop, rock and roll. They were literal movements that shook the fucking world. The effects on film, entertainment, sports, and not to mention the civil rights and human rights movements that have come from African Americans alone. They are a triumph of human will. It is insane to me that people can disrespect them and say they have no culture. They are the culture that everyone wants to emulate. You gotta respect it.
Okay, my Black American friends and family, I came at my African people and I told them the truth. And of course, I gotta tell y'all the truth too. I'm sorry. I know that some African people have made it very hard for you guys to find your identity or rekindle that identity that was lost because of slavery and, people bringing people from Africa here and everything like that. But I do not want that to deter you from actually trying to figure that out. You are African. That is where your ancestors are from. And those cultures and traditions were stripped away from you. Because of how nasty other people are acting should not deter you away from still trying to figure out what those roots are. Yes, you stayed in America. You created your own culture and everything, but there's nothing wrong with reaching back into history and truly finding out exactly where your roots are from.
So for all the white people who have the notion that y'all invented country and rock, you're so in the capital of country music stands the National. National means funded by the government, right? The National African American Music Museum. And in that museum, in the capital of country, there is a 10-minute video at the beginning of the exhibit that tells you we created every American music genre that exists. We created it all. Y'all couldn't do nothing. Y'all are soulless and rhythmless. You steal, you colonize, you infest, you're parasites. Y'all did not invent shit. Nothing. Not techno, not pop, not country, not rock. None of it. None of it. Holy fucking shit, bro.
Listen, as Black Caribbean people and Africans and Black Americans, I understand that we're supposed to be in this fake diaspora war right now. And I know that there's a lot of people who are not the smartest tools in the shed giving their opinions on these things. But I just saw a comment that really rubbed me the wrong way. And the person was basically saying that Black Americans don't have any culture. Yes, the fuck they do. Listen, I stand 10 toes deep in anything that I've said about them. But one thing we are not going to pretend is they don't have culture. Because yes, the fuck they do. They have amazing culture. I'm going to name some of the things that I'm jealous that they have. At the top of that list is Black sororities and Black colleges. As a Jamaican living in Canada, we do not have that shit over here. I mean, we have York University that's as Black as it gets. There's no such thing as sororities. We don't have steps. We don't have all that cool shit that I see that they have over there. It always looks like such a great time. It's just parties and fun and Black love and just, love it. Next up, soul food. Let me tell y'all about the first time I had catfish. I had a fucking revelation. I said, this is how y'all are eating over here? My dad lives in New York, so, spent a lot of time over there. Went to Sylvia's. I got a soul food platter, and baby, that changed my life. Collard greens reminds me of Jamaicans' callaloo, but sweeter. We mix ours with saltfish sometimes. They put pork or ham hock, I believe, in theirs. There's a reason why their backs are so big. Baby, they can cook. And I say that as somebody who comes from a family of big backs. Next up is music. R&B, soul, hip-hop. And see, this is where I get kind of a little bit touchy because music is such a melting pot. And when you look at the ingredients in that pot, there's so much influence. It's a mixture of beats from other Black cultures. You might find a little reggae in there. You might find a little Afro beats in there. You might find a little Latino beats in there, which a lot of those Latino beats can be traced back to Afro-Latina beats. You mix it all together, you have fucking greatness. And they can create some bomb-ass fucking R&B. Can't nobody touch them on that. I give them that. Another one is country music. Do I look like a country music fan? No, you wouldn't think so, but I do love me some country music. And obviously the best country music I've heard have come from America. More specifically, Black Americans. Another thing I'm jealous of them about is their family reunions. Baby, they know how to throw a family reunion party. I travel a lot alone, and one of the things I've always been jealous of, especially when I'm on trips, is when I see a Black family together, either on vacation or at a resort. They're just doing their family thing. Baby, they will always have a good time. They do all the matching t-shirts and everybody from grandma to aunts and uncles and cousins and just I love it. I love seeing it. And I'm very jealous of it because it's not something that we really do in my culture. Jamaicans are known for only getting together when there's death, when there's a night. So I do love the fact that they don't wait until somebody's dead to celebrate life and to celebrate each other. Last but not least, I love Black American history. I'm a sucker for their history. Yes, a lot of it is painful, just like our own. But I do love how strong they are and how, just like us, they've managed to create so much out of basically nothing that was given to them. So yeah, we can have our little disagreements and our back and forths and our diaspora war. But one thing we're not going to do is say that they don't have culture, because they do.
Some of y'all African Americans are so damn stupid. You know that? I'm here to tell you why. Why are y'all saying that y'all started hair braiding and that us African people, we are copying you? It started from Africa thousands and thousands of years ago. Matter of fact, it was the Namibia people that actually started hair braiding, and then it just continued as a continent. So why y'all saying that, hair braiding, y'all started it? That's a damn lie. Who copying who? Think about it. Who copying who? Why in the hell would Beyonce go ahead and, ask for some African people to come all the way, fly them all the way to America? Yeah, she did that, okay? Just so that they could teach her a certain dance. And only the African people could do it. And nobody else was able to do that dance but the Africans. And she wanted to learn. So who copying who? Who copying who? Oh, so y'all can go ahead and steal our stuff. But then when we start to do things that we are the originals at, y'all start saying that we're copying y'all. America is the biggest propaganda country that I know. The only reason why we even know about y'all is because in Africa, they kept showing us, like they kept showing y'all to us on MTV. That's how we came to know about y'all. So that's how y'all culture became popular. So stop talking like, oh, we have the most popular culture in the whole world. No, you lying. Why are you lying? We didn't even know who the hell y'all were. We didn't even know y'all until the white man started to push it on us, Africans. Okay? When an African family gives birth to a child here in the States, the child automatically starts to sound like an American. Just like in the UK, when an African family gives birth to a child in the UK, they talk with the UK accent. So some of y'all coming for me talking about, oh, y'all even try to talk like us. MF, listen, fool. I moved over here when I was a baby, so how else do you expect me to talk like if this is all I've ever known? Y'all forgetting that when you live in an environment, you become the product of your environment. You see those African Americans that went to Ghana to live there now? Okay, now let them have a baby. How you think the child gonna sound like? The child gonna sound like a Ghanaian. They not gonna sound American. Take a look at the movie Black Panther. I know many of y'all seen that movie already, okay? So why were y'all trying to sound African in the movie, in Black Panther? Why were y'all trying to sound African? So who copying who? And why were y'all, the whole Black Panther movie was just an African culture. Why were y'all stealing our culture? So y'all can go ahead and take stuff from us and do what you do. But then when we are the original creators of everything, because we are trendsetters, okay? We are trendsetters. Yes, we are, okay? So when we go ahead and we being ourselves, then y'all want to flip the script and be like, we're trying to be like y'all. But meanwhile, it's y'all that is looking up to us. And you know what? It's not even your fault that y'all are like us. You know why? Because you are like us. You're African. You're African. Like, what's wrong with you? So it is imprinted in your DNA to behave the way y'all are behaving. If y'all really the shit, then why are y'all unaliving one another in America down to y'all rappers and everything? Oh, and rapping comes from Africa, okay? Just like I said, we had our own thing going on before we even knew about y'all. And then you know what the white man does to y'all? When it comes to us African people, they brainwash y'all brains and made y'all see the bad side of Africa. Like them kids that are starving and everything. So y'all think that's what Africa is, but no. Put the cornbread down, okay? And go get some goddamn education, all right?
Welcome back. Now the truth is, they shape the culture, they create the rhythm, they set the trends, but when it's time to speak up, to fight, to run, to rebuild, they stand alone. They want their music. Everybody wants their music. Everybody wants Diddy. Everybody wants Kanye West. Everybody wants Tupac. But not their message. Their slang, but not their skin. Their style, but not their scars. But here's the truth. Being black is not a vibe. It's a lived experience. One you can't copy. Yeah, those people cannot copy it fully. Yeah. They may copy it, but they can never carry. It's an experience they can't even carry. So I want to say in the comments, if you've ever felt overlooked, undervalued, or straight up copied, let me see it in the comments. Let me hear your experience in the comments. Don't forget you're loved here. And this is your safe space as a Black American, as a Black entirely in the world, where we discuss Blacks, right? And things that, affects us. Let me see it in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video, right? And tell me what you want me to talk about on the next video. And I'll be back. Thank you so much for the support. I love you. Stay global with Global Just a Blessing. Bye.